The British government has recognized Serum Institute's Covishield in its travel policy. However, it is yet to recognize India's vaccination certificate provided through CoWIN. We learned from sources that technical teams from India and the UK are discussing the issue, and efforts are underway to recognize each other's certificates. Joining us now to talk more about this is Sharma, the CEO of the National Health Authority, which operates the CoWIN app. Mr. Sharma, many thanks for joining us here on CNBC TV 18. Can you help us understand what exactly the issue is?
I am also not able to understand what the exact issue is, because we have no communication from either from the Ministry of External Affairs or directly from the British High Commission to the fact that there are any concerns. So I don't know what the concerns are.
Okay, but we were given to understand that technical discussions are underway, that both sides are speaking with each other on recognizing the vaccine certification. Has there been any communication between your teams and the Ministry of External Affairs or the UK authorities on CoWIN and the digital certificates?
Yes. That factual sort of background I'll give you. The British High Commissioner had met me on 2nd of September, and he wanted to understand, he and his colleague, they wanted to understand the things about CoWIN, how the technical architecture and other kinds of stuff. So we had put them in contact with one of our team members who was supposed to give the technical, sort of lowdown on the CoWIN and the way of its working. They have already had 2 meetings. In the first meeting, the UK side gave us the basic understanding about their software and their certification process. And the second meeting, which took place yesterday, our side had given them the technical, sort of details of our software. And that is where the matter stands.
Okay.
So I think now they will, whatever decision they take or whatever kind of take they have, that they will take. We are not aware of any concerns being expressed by them at any time during the
discussion. So let me understand better from you, sir. You said that 2 meetings have taken place. You yourself met the UK High Commissioner on the 2nd of September, and since then 2 meetings have taken place, one as recently as the last 24 hours. Now, what has been the nature of the conversation or the nature of the discussion? What have they wanted information on? What have you wanted information on from them?
This is essentially to understand how the whole process takes place of vaccination, and how the CoWIN as a platform works, and how the certificates are issued, and how they are encrypted. All those technical details have been discussed among both the teams. We also understood their processes. They also understood our processes. That's how it has gone.
And you're saying that there was no concern expressed on either side on the certification itself in any form or fashion?
No, not to my knowledge. There's no concern at all. I mean, we have not come across any concern. Of course, ultimately, these are the technical discussions. The final decision does take place on the basis of this kind of feedback. Technical teams may not be able to decide the policy on both sides. So we just provided them technical inputs.
Has the Ministry of External Affairs been involved from our side, sir, on these conversations, on the dialogue that's taken place between your office and the UK side?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we don't have any dialogue with any external agency without the involvement of the Ministry of External Affairs.
Okay. Again, I want to understand from you, is this on account of both sides, the UK understanding how they can, at the back end, perhaps link their platform to CoWIN? Or, I mean, I'm trying to understand what exactly this technical discussion is going to lead to. What is the eventual outcome of these technical discussions?
Well, I'm not sure what the technical outcome is, but essentially the idea is to understand the working of each of the platforms, how they work, how, for example, our certificate is digitally verifiable, which means that we encrypt the QR code on our certificate with the private key of our department, and therefore any QR code reader with our public key will be able to read the details, and that will basically establish the authenticity of the certificate. So that's how it works. So these are some of the issues which they may be trying to understand.
Okay. Was there any communication from the UK side, sir, on when the next meeting is likely or when they could come back to you with a decision in this matter? Is there any request for any further meetings?
No request. In fact, there is a communication which we received today, which says that there have been complete understanding of each other's technical architecture, and there is no need for any further discussion in that regard on the technical side. Now the further things will happen, depending on whatever their policy, people may decide.
Okay.
So as far as we are concerned, we have explained to them, they have explained to us, and the technical discussions are closed.
Has there at any point, Mr. Sharma, in the conversations that have happened, been any issue that's been raised about authenticity of the vaccine certificate? Has that at all been raised? Because there's a lot of, speculation on what this could be about. So I'm just asking you whether anything related to authenticity has been raised at all in the discussion.
Come on, this is, I think you are taking this question too far. The question is, we have explained to them the process and the process of encryption, authentication, and there are standard processes through which the documents are encrypted, and we are using the standards which are established in the world. In fact, some days back, the WHO came up with their sort of data standards and encryption standards, and the entire certification process of ours, the kind of data elements which should be there, they satisfy the WHO standards too, because we have been aligned since the very beginning.
Right.
So, for example, there's only one small minor issue, which was that we collect only the year of birth and not the date of birth. And the WHO, sort of data part required date of birth, but that was also optional. So we have now made a provision that anybody who is traveling outside, he can just, if he wants to download the certificate, he can plug in his date of birth and can get the certificate downloaded. And obviously the linking to passport facility is already available. So our systems are absolutely top class world standard. There's no question on that. And we have been conscious of that fact since the beginning itself.
Right.
So I don't think there is any concern on the technical aspect of it. Obviously, the decision will be on larger issues of policy and diplomacy and other kinds of stuff.
Okay, you're saying that it could be linked to larger issues of diplomacy. But let me once again end by asking you, sir, you said that you have received fresh communication from the UK authorities saying that they do not require any further discussion or deliberation on the technical aspects. So that matter now stands closed. Whatever has to happen will happen on the diplomatic side. Would that be fair to say?
I mean, whatever will happen on diplomatic side or whatever, I don't know what term to use. I'm saying, as far as I am concerned, we are concerned, the technical discussions of both sides are closed. And we have not encountered any concerns or issues during those discussions. That's what I can say.
All right, Mr. Sharma, we will leave it there. Appreciate you joining us. Technical issues on both sides closed. That is the view there from the CEO of the National Health Authority, saying clearly that whatever now has to happen rests in the policy domain. Always a pleasure. Appreciate you joining us here on CNBC TV 18.
Thank you. Thank you very much.